Ohio State commits come out in support of Ryan Day. Let's talk about it. Ryan Day has lost for the fourth consecutive time to that team up north in the game, and it's been pretty hostile online. Many fans saying to move on from Ryan Day, even go as far as saying that there needs to be coaching lists and making their own coaching lists of people that they would rather have as their head coach rather than Ryan Day. In fact, yesterday on Saturday, because I'm making this Monday morning, I was one that put out a tweet about a couple of head coaching options that I would personally be okay with if they looked into. This was in no way me saying that, Ryan Day was getting fired or anything like that, but it was me kind of doing my own thing of saying, hey, I would like to see Ryan Day move on, and then also giving some options of a couple guys that I think might do a good job if they do decide to move on from Ryan Day. Now, full transparency, I mean, I said this on the post-game show and I stand by it. I think it's time for Ryan Day to move on. I don't think that he should be the head coach at Ohio State anymore. I just think you lose to that team up north four times in a row, and not only did they lose to him, but the fashion in which they lost. No offense, everything was on Ryan Day's shoulders, other than the missed field goals, which you can't really put those on Ryan Day's shoulders. You could say maybe he needs to get Jaden Fielding more ready in those pressure situations, I suppose. But ultimately, you can't put too much of what went on there on Ryan Day, in my opinion. But what has happened is on Sunday morning, there was a response to my tweet from one of the most well-known parents of the 2025 class, Mrs. D. Sanchez. And you can tell she ratioed me pretty good there. I had 72 likes. She came in with a 277, and you know what? I went ahead and liked it too because I thought, you know what, she's sticking up for the person that she wants to be head coach, and that's all good stuff there. Well, on Sunday we were also hit with a flurry of Ohio State 2025 recruits coming out and sending support for Ohio State. And I don't think this was a coincidence. I think that this was Ohio State getting in contact with many of their commits and essentially telling them, hey, if you, and I don't have any proof of this or anything, so this isn't me reporting something, this is just me connecting the dots, where Ohio State most likely told them, hey, if you like Ryan Day and you want Ryan Day to be the head coach, come out and support, show your support for him by talking about how you will be signing with Ohio State on this day. Now, not every single recruit did it. Do I think that means every recruit that didn't do it is leaving? No, I don't think so, but I do find it a little bit interesting. So let's go through the recruit or the commits that did go ahead and post positive stuff about Ohio State. Then we'll talk about the recruits that did not, and then we'll talk about the one that kind of did but kind of didn't. It'll be interesting to talk about there. So, very first one, obviously, Tavien St. Clair coming out with the picture of the Ohio State trophies with the time emoji, kind of like a wait, it's coming type of thing. We also had the superstar cornerback Tavien Sanchez, him and Tim Walton in his recruiting photo. Bo Jackson, him and Isaiah West together in their picture. Isaiah West did post something later on, but this was Bo Jackson's post in favor of that. Looks like it was his recruiting visit, but he did post it on Sunday. That's really what I'm looking for here. Is something that was posted on Sunday, not just posted all willy nilly. But he did say the future, go Bucks, obviously locked in there. Trajan Odom, him and Larry Johnson, his assistant defensive line coach Clark. Riley Pettijohn, him and his father on his recruiting visit. That's a cool picture there of those two guys. Fahim Delane, understood, he says, with him and his coach and his family who came on his recruiting visit. Bodpen Miller, who's a four-star now. If you guys didn't know that, Bodpen Miller, a four-star now, coming in to Ohio State. That's pretty awesome. Getting some recognition. Him and Coach Day and his family. Philip Bell sending out just the Buckeye emoji. You had Jake Cook announcing when and where his signing will be with at the end, go Bucks. Pretty clear there. Isaiah West, lock in 3 days. Obviously, that is Wednesday, December 4th. Cody Haddad, him on his recruiting visit. Deshaun Stewart, heard you December 4th, him on his recruiting visit. Oh, there we go. Eli Lee, him on his recruiting visit with James Laurinaitis. And then finally, Javen McFadden. I love Columbus no matter what anybody thinks or says. That one kind of struck me a little bit with him giving that caption there of the Jake Cook post that was on the visit and talking about that. So let's talk about the guys that did not send out a post, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of my thoughts on what that was and maybe if there's any concern about it. The number one guy that I looked for immediately was Neem Alford. Nothing from him. Nothing from him on the on Twitter, on Instagram, anything like that. It's very quiet, which is not unlike him, but still, you would have liked to maybe see, some support there. Carter Lowe, especially with him being committed, but Carter Lowe, he did post a picture of him on his visit, but nothing from actually Sunday, so I didn't think I should include that. But I don't see any issue with Carter Lowe. He's locked in. He's going to be a Buckeye. Quincy Porter, he didn't do anything, but he came out earlier this week saying he's 100% signing with Ohio State. There's no concern there, so I'm not worried about that. Zion Ziggy Grady, he didn't come out with anything. And honestly, he was one I kind of expected to come out with something, but I'm not too worried about it. I think Ziggy Grady is going to be in this class for sure. Nate Roberts, Brody Lennon, the two tight end commits. I mean, this is just kind of how these guys operate. They don't really have too much going on where, they're posting a whole lot and they're all over social media. So it's not uncommon for them. Same thing with Maxwell Roy and Desi Jones. So I'm not really concerned about any of those guys. Jarquez Carter didn't post anything, which does give me a little bit of concern, especially with the state of the defensive line recruiting. Zion Ziggy Grady and Carter are really your only edge type of players that you have in this class so far. You need to bring in either Epi Stellani. I apologize if I'm saying that name wrong, but the UCLA commit, you need to bring him in, especially since Chaz Coleman decided not to visit this weekend and he went to Penn State instead. And then finally, Jordan Woods, but I mean, he literally committed like a week ago, so I'm not too concerned about what's going on there. And then finally, the one that posted something, but I don't really know what to make of it. And that is Tarvos TJ Alford. Stand tall in the rain, he says. Now, I also made sure to take a picture of Daniel Sanchez there with the Buckeyes under it, the Buckeye nuts there under it. Does that mean that he is for sure going to Ohio State? I think if he's for sure going to Ohio State, you would see a bit more of a pro Ohio State post. But definitely this one doesn't look like it was all pro Ohio State. When I think of stand tall in the rain, I think of somebody kind of standing confidently for themselves, standing up, kind of like a release of pressure from society and embracing one's true self. And I don't know what that means for TJ. I don't know if that means he needs to embrace going to Miami. I don't know if that means that even though he has family that wants him to go to Miami, he's still going to go to Ohio State. I mean, Berm got on and talked about TJ Alford the other day and just talked about how much he really does truly want to be a Buckeye. And to me, that speaks a lot about the situation. And if he is going to essentially embrace himself and not give so much care about what other people are thinking and saying, that would lead me to believe that was a positive post for Ohio State. But we can't really know for sure. So we'll find out on signing day, I guess. But that's just my little mini story that I thought was interesting. No real report or anything like that. It just was something I found interesting and connected the dots of. You guys think I'm crazy? You guys think, JR, you have no idea? This isn't anything. This is just what happens. Give me your thoughts, guys. If you're like me and you think, actually, yeah, I could see some connecting dots here. Maybe the recruits trying to come out and show support for Ryan Day and wanting him to be the head coach at Ohio State. Let me know what you guys think. Check me out over on the Big Ten Huddle. That is where I do my Big Ten content, not just Ohio State, but everything. That's why I got the different Sports Illustrated. Always got my Buckeyes right there, front and center. But got the other Sports Illustrated covers just because I cover the Big Ten as well over on my podcast over there. And then you can catch me and Mike on the post game, which probably won't be for a few weeks because Ohio State will be going to the playoffs. But you can catch us over there, however many more games there are. And of course, you can follow me at JR's Rankings on Twitter, posting all kinds of stuff. Sometimes, funny stuff, sometimes serious stuff. Just is what it is. It's a mixed bag. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. See ya.